Girl gruesomely attacked, kidnapped, beaten, stripped, and robbed. Thankfully, she was somehow able to escape and find help.
This story is just horrible and sickening. A 19-year-old girl was lured to a home by people that she considered to be her friends. Now police are determined to find everyone involved in this vicious attack.
Akron 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Yeah, I just picked a young lady up. She was walking down the street naked. She said somebody jumped her and robbed her. I got her in the car here. I'm pulling over the BP right here so she can get out the clothes. She's butt naked. She has nothing on.
This is the 911 call to Akron police on December 27th, just after midnight. A Good Samaritan said he saw a young girl walking naked on East South Street. When he pulled over to help, he saw she was severely beaten. According to Captain Michael Miller with the Akron Police Department, the teenager was lured to a home on Beardsley Street. While there, she says 3 people held her captive in the basement and violently attacked her. And the horrific ordeal was recorded.
A lot of facial head trauma, injury, bleeding. It's very gut-wrenching to watch that video.
The young girl was eventually able to escape, running out of the home without any clothes on, and find help.
Thank you so much for helping her.
Oh, my God. I got daughters.
Thank God that we have a community out there of people that care enough to try to step in and give some aid and help.
Akron police say they did arrest one girl, Kendall Worthy, in connection with this attack. She's being held in the Summit County Jail, and her bond is set at $100,000.
This may not even, in fact, be limited to just the 3 people that participated in the assault. There may have been some other people with some knowledge or perspective about this that detectives may want to talk to. We want to hold in the end, any and everyone responsible.
Kendall Worthy did appear in court today for her arraignment.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
So let me just make a very clear-cut announcement. I want you to hear me very clear. If you are a woman out there and feel that I'm specifically targeting you or calling you out, I guess the shoe must fit, and you need to do better directly as a woman. And again, if you have any type of complaints, you want to bring up any type of stats trying to scapegoat or move the goalpost, I need you to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down somewhere and actually pay attention to what is taking place. Because if you don't, and as I've stated before, the problem is going to get worse before it gets better. And I'm pretty sure the last thing that you want directly out here is a whole grouping of these young girls acting just like or worse than the young males directly out here that I have covered, that you can clearly see on social media, ripping and running directly through the streets and giving not a care about anybody's life. When I tell you that I'm just trying to leave situations alone and I'm trying to do my best just to walk away, all to come upon this video of which you were all able to hear. And one of the primary suspects is a young girl that set up her supposed friend to be attacked at this house, stripped of her clothes, robbed, attacked, and it was filmed. So more than likely, all of them, if at least not a few of them, filmed it. Some of them probably streamed it by way of Telegram, Snapchat, or many other platforms if they were able to do that. And sooner or later, that video is going to show up online. And I know that it's going to show up online because on X, the thing that a lot of parents don't seemingly understand is that I've seen a lot of your teenagers decide to post fight videos. So instead of them going to World Star, they know they can't post it on TikTok. They know they can't really post it on YouTube because it'll get taken down real quick. And IG is a little bit iffy. So the only place that they have to actually post a lot of this content is directly on X, which for whatever reason at one point in time, my algorithm would just show all of these videos of a lot of y'all teenagers out here fighting in front of a home, in restaurants, in cars. Some videos of which I've showed before where you had another group of girls or women decide to set up another girl and have her go directly to somebody else's house to fight, and she got jumped. It's the exact same story that I stated was going to happen. At one point in time, you just had the young boys and the men out here fighting a certain way, right? It used to be the one-on-one type of thing, and then the dap up, and then, maybe 50-50 chance that people might dap each other up and live to fight another day. Then it moved from that to jumping. I'm sorry, let me just not jump the cord on that. It moved from that to, we're going to fight, and then if I get you down, I'm going to start suplexing you, doing all of these wrestling moves, and then I'm going to kick you directly in the face. And then, maybe you might live. And then it moved from that to, no matter who wins or loses, if the person can seemingly get up or get the upper hand or however it goes, somebody's going to bring up a firearm. And then in between there, you would have people deciding that, oh, we're going to just sit up there and jump you, right? And I've called that out before and said that it was negative behavior. This is not becoming. This is not what men normally do. And all to see women deciding to take on the exact same things that men were doing. Somebody has to explain that to me. Why is it that you will see women and young girls modeling their fighting behaviors after men? That's a little bit odd to me, but I guess that's for a whole nother story, a whole nother conversation. And the main thing that I try to tell black men is that, hey, these situations are going to get worse if people don't, get a handle directly on this and yada, yada, yada. And people wanted to, brush me off. People didn't really want to say anything. People ignored those videos. People really didn't care. Like I said before, a lot of the black community don't actually care about the black community. So then I tried to give a call out and highlight a hidden problem, which was the fact that you have the emulation by way of the young girls and the women out here modeling their aggressive behaviors after the men. So you will start to see women just out here fighting literally anywhere. It could be bathrooms, it could be restrooms, in somebody's house, somebody's home, anything. And then you will start to see women jumping other women. You will start to see them using cars. You will start to see them using weapons, right? You will start to see them even attacking other people's kids, which again was beyond me. And then it started getting to the point where these women would then start setting up their friends to then be attacked. And I'm like, wow. And I'm going to state this. It was already enough when people wanted to highlight the fact that, okay, you got, all of these young boys and these men sitting up there doing this and robbing people and yada, yada, yada. That was already bad. It was already called out. It was already acknowledged. And you have people, trying to do whatever it is that they can to situate that situation. But now, what are you going to do about this? Who's going to take the reins and take a hold of this situation here where I've told you guys countless times your daughters are going to be affected if you're not specifically talking to them and you're not trying to be a mother. And I told people, like, hey, instead of trying to be a friend or a best friend to your daughter, try actually being a parent. And this is what that looks like, because I've shown umpteen videos where mothers are out there in public fighting directly with their daughters. They're fighting their daughter's classmates. Crazy type of work. It's not even like the mom is there to fight another parent. She's there fighting other young girls that are in that school. Crazy work. Diabolical work. And again, I would highlight those videos. People would think that there's some type of subtle attack and, you hate black women, all this other type of stuff and yada, yada, yada. Not getting the point that I'm trying to highlight something before it gets worse. This is already 2025. And this is one of the first stories that I run up on where I'm looking at a young black girl setting up her friend to go to some random house. And again, in order for somebody to appear at somebody's house, you have to have a level of trust. You have to have a level of faith, blind faith, I might add, that, hey, this person isn't going to do anything wrong to me. We're not talking about a guy luring this girl over there. Her friend, a female friend, lured her over to this house under the impression that I guess they were going to just talk or whatever young kids are doing, all to have her end up being attacked, all to have her end up being robbed and stripped naked, all to have her having to escape from that residence and luckily find somebody, a pedestrian that was just driving by, that cared enough to actually stop, that had the type of awareness, the situational awareness, but like, yo, something's wrong. This young girl needs help. Yo, get in my car. You can take my jacket. I'm going to drive you directly to the police station so you can get help. And you heard the man directly on the phone call with 911, and he stated, yo, I did this because, I have daughters. And this is why I tried to convey and get through to a lot of people before. A lot of y'all out here got parents. What's stopping this from happening to one of your daughters? What's really stopping this? Nothing. And I keep trying to tell people like, yo, you need to act before this inevitably hits your doorstep, before this happens to you. And like I said before, people don't care. And if people get mad to say that, you'll say, yeah, how can you say that people don't care? Well, how about this one? Enough of y'all don't care enough. How about that one? Enough of y'all don't care, because I've been saying some of the same things since about 2018, and we're in 2025 now. You add that up. You do the math on that. And you wonder why I sound tired. You wonder why I say the same things that I say in a lot of videos and live streams. This is the sound of being tired, because it's beyond, disappointment when it deals with Black people, when it deals with the Black community. I don't care if you're an individual. I don't care if you're a stalactite, a stalagmite. I don't care if you're a cloud in the sky. You can be as individual as you want to be. As I stated before, whatever I post directly up here, sooner or later will come through, and it will affect you at your doorstep. It'll be in your neighborhood. It'll be in your ecosystem. It's just a matter of time. You can be as individual as you want to be. You can have the education. You can have the job. You can have the car. You can have the home. But that's not going to stop things that are happening in the world from hitting your doorstep one way or another. So like I said, count your days, number your days, get a calendar. And I promise you, you're going to reach that day one. You might have 0 at this moment in time. You're going to reach that day one of an incident at the workplace. It always happens. And it keeps happening because people refuse to listen. People refuse to actually learn. People lack a lot of situational awareness. A lot of parents don't want to be parents directly in the community. A lot of Black people think that they know what is best for themselves. This is why we have the exact same common occurrences every single time. This is why we are always in the news every single time. It's not like somebody just planting these stories. This is stuff that's actually happening. And I'm happy that this young girl is alive and well. And I am so sorry that she has, or that she even knew, I'm not even going to call them friends, that she even knew these types of people. Realistically, as I've stated before, and I'm going to state this again, I'm going to be just as clear-cut as possible. The only way for a lot of these situations to get fixed, such as the young men out here robbing people and senselessly taking lives, and these young girls doing the same thing, following what the young men out here are sitting up there doing, the only way for this to get corrected is for a lot of parents to be made examples of and have to take accountability for their children's actions, especially if those children are middle schoolers and teenagers. If the parents are made to be accountable for what it is that they're raising in their home, a lot of this is going to cease. A lot of this is going to stop. But up until that time, it's going to keep happening. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.